Alrighty, the field rolls off here. Welcome into Daytona for the duels at Daytona. Let's run you through the starting grid here for this opening duel. And for the second year in a row, Chase Briscoe on the pole for the Great American Race as he gets the pole for the second year in a row for Joe Gibbs Racing. Just great effort for this 19 crew. And alongside him, Alex Bowman for Hendrick Motorsports does a nice job. How about this effort, though? Chandler Smith for Front Row Motorsports. He's an open car. Qualifies his way in on speed as he would qualify 5th fastest. They have brought an absolute rocket ship for this 36 car. And you've got Chase Elliott alongside him. So he's got his work cut out for him, but he has that provisional. But here we go, into the Geico restart zones. Green flag is waving. The duels at Daytona are underway in 2026. And it's Chase Briscoe leading them up through the gears here as they head to turn 1 here for the first time. It's a pair of 30-lap duels, and you can do about 18 to 24 laps before pit stops happen. And you have to make minimally one stop, and it should be only one stop in this opening in these duels here tonight, but it will allow these drivers to kind of practice for Sunday and kind of know how it's going to be coming into the pits here with a pack of cars. But immediately see Chandler Smith jumped up to the high side, leading that top lane here in that number 36. Is up off of turn 4 though here for the first time, and it's going to be Chase Briscoe here for Joe Gibbs Racing, who's going to lead the lap. But here comes Chastain in the 1 car to the lead. So a pretty good start, 3 wide already. Gilliland now shuffled to the middle here. Bubba Wallace, Chastain all getting aggressive here. Chandler Smith now going to the middle of Briscoe as they head down the back straightaway here on lap number 3. 3 wide already, multiple rows deep here. Yaley has started in many, but he hasn't made the 500. Corey Heim, on the other hand, first ever start in the Daytona 500 this weekend for 2311. So this is big for both of them, as Bubba Wallace leads 3 wide, multiple rows deep through the pack here. Josh Berry now gets shuffled to the middle of 3 here. Here comes Tyler Reddick with help from Chris Buescher on the bottom. But this pack is 3 by 3 right now, wasting no time to be aggressive in this duel so far. Pit stops is going to be what comes into play here and what I think is going to decide this race, as we're about 10 laps away from first stops. Bubba Wallace leading the way. Chris Buescher, your Clash winner from a few weeks ago in that number 17 car, he's up here. Chandler Smith getting back up here, so he's going to try and battle his teammate Zane Smith maybe. And into the tri-oval, Chris Buescher leading here. 19 to go in the duel, and we've got about just 7-8 laps here before we start seeing pit stops. As Chase Elliott now to the inside of Bubba Wallace. 3 wide up off of 2. Corey Heim on the bottom of 3 there. That 67 car looking strong here in this opening duel here from Daytona. As Byron pulling out a line. 3 wide here into turns 3 and 4. Multiple rows now at the front here. Byron with help from Allmendinger once again. But here comes Byron. 3 wide into 1 here. Byron with help from Allmendinger. 3 wide for the lead at Daytona in duel number 1. William Byron trying to go back to the, trying to get to the lead here. Gillen should be fine. They are 3 wide still. Buescher on the top of 3. But now I think you've got to start talking to fellow spotters, fellow crew chiefs about syncing up and pitting with each other here. On to lap 15 we go. 16 to go in the duel, nearly halfway there. Once we cross the line, we're halfway done in duel 1. Here we go, that 23 to the inside, help from Allmendinger. Momentum to the 23 car. 3 wide into 3 and 4. Allmendinger's there, coming up off of turn 4. Still no stops. They're continuing to push long here. Bubba Wallace leading to complete lap 20 now. On to lap 20, 11 laps to go in this opening duel. Here comes AJ Allmendinger now, looking to maybe go after this 23 of Bubba Wallace. Off of turn 4. And green flag stops have started. Alex Bowman being the only one to come in. Surprisingly enough, with 10 to go. Bowman comes in by himself. And now Gilliland, Yaley, and Suarez have kind of lost the pack here, as they come up off for Allmendinger, and a lot of them coming in. Big group here. Allmendinger, Buscher, Blaney, Briscoe, Berry, and Busch all into the pits here this time. It's a group of 6 here. Bowman is back up on the track here. Bubba Wallace actually has pulled a monumental gap here to the rest of the field. And because they kind of held each other up, Suarez, Yaley, and Gilliland were able to catch back up here. But Bubba has himself a gap, and actually tires are being put on some of these guys. Will Bubba Wallace come in this time? Yes, he will. Byron staying out. And a big gaggle come in behind. Only 5 cars stay out. Wallace, Jones, Custer, Elliott, Reddick, Johnson, Smith, Chastain, Gilliland, Yaley, and Suarez. All the open cars come into the pits together here. But these guys starting to come out of the pits here. They're not really going to be in the pack these leaders are in. More stops happening. But Corey Heim being the only man on track here. This could possibly result in Heim not making it to the 500 here. 7 to go. He's staying out. He's the only driver who's yet to make a stop here, as Byron, Zane, Smith, Larson, and Cendric all come in. Eric Jones, actually, here in the 43 car, is possibly going to be leading this race. And Corey Heim is now coming in. So it needs to be a good stop here for Corey Heim if he wants to be able to fight for the 500 here, or fight to make the 500. Jones is ahead of Larson. He is your now new race leader here. Heim is coming out of the pits now. Don't think he's going to be leading at all here. Jones is coming through the tri-oval. 5 laps to go next time by here. But there's Heim, there's Jones. Jones should get ahead of Heim pretty easily, because Heim will be still getting up to speed. Yeah, Eric Jones to the race lead here, but he will be getting run down by these guys. Larson, Allmendinger, Buscher, Bubba. Now Heim cannot drop behind Jimmy Johnson. If Heim drops behind Johnson, he will not make the 500. He has to stay ahead of him. But there's no help on the top. And Yaley, I think, is in this draft as well. This is not over at all. Single file train here for the top 5. The rest of the pack is trying to close up here. Coming up on 3 to go, but I just don't think there's going to be enough time. Kyle Larson in the 5 has never won a duel at Daytona. Trying to change it. Bubba Wallace, who is always strong in the duels, running now second. 2 laps to go here from Daytona in duel number 1. Single file line at the front here. Kyle Larson into the tri-oval. White flag one more time around. Duel number 1 from Daytona for the HendrickCars.com number 5. Does Bubba Wallace have a shot to take away this duel win here for Kyle Larson? Here comes Allmendinger with a pretty good run here. Same with Chris Buscher. Off of turn 2 and down the backstretch for the final time. Buscher going after Allmendinger. Does Bubba make the move on Larson to win the duel? They're 3 wide, further back into 3 and 4 for the final time. No, they're all staying single file here. Coming up off of turn 4, does Bubba Wallace have a shot into the tri-oval? Up off turn 4, down the front straightaway. Allmendinger pulls out on Bubba. No one's going to touch Larson, though, and it's Kyle Larson who wins duel 1 from Daytona. Bubba Wallace second, Allmendinger third, Buscher and Jones your top 5. Reddick, Busch, Elliott, Blaney, Bowman, William Byron, Zane Smith, Chastain, Corey Heim races his way into the Daytona 500 for 2311 Racing. Josh Berry, Austin Cendric, Cole Custer, Chase Briscoe, and Jimmy Johnson will as well get into the Daytona 500 with that 41st and provisional position for Legacy Motor Club. And it's got to be heartbreaking as J.J. Yaley, for now the third year running, will not make the Daytona 500 as he fails to race his way in for the NY Racing team. And then behind him, Chandler Smith. Already we knew he was in. Suarez and Gilliland rounds out the field here for the opening duel at Daytona. Hocevar's having some trouble here in Duel 2 right now on the pace lap. But Bell and Priest on the front row here. Justin Allgaier qualifies his way into the 500 on speed for Junior Motorsports, so he does not have to worry about anything in the duels. But we're going to have 30 laps here for duel number 2 from Daytona, just like the opening duel. Hocevar coming into the pits with issues. Not the start Hocevar would have wanted here for the 500 this weekend in the duel. But we have got 21 cars here. Going to take the green flag into the Geico restart zones. We're underway for duel number 2 at Daytona. Christopher Bell leads us to the green now, and it's a good start for the number 20. And Allgaier immediately as well with good speed could have a shot to take the lead here on this opening lap as he gets to the inside of Christopher Bell. And Hocevar gets rolling, so whatever issue Hocevar had, they've fixed it now. And he is going to be lost the draft, though, so it's going to be probably a last place finish here for Hocevar, unless we see a crash, which in the opening duel we saw none. And just like the opening duel, we can do about 18 to 24 laps on a tank of fuel. But it's Justin Allgaier coming up off of turn 4 here for Junior Motorsports. And is going to lead the opening lap here from Daytona, here in duel number 2. And very interesting, we've got officially 4 drivers looking for one spot here in duel 2 to make the Great American Race. Here comes Denny Hamlin out to the inside here on Allgaier for the lead. Ty Dillon and Alfredo side by side for third, a bit further back. But the field is going to catch Carson Hocevar pretty soon. And basically Hocevar shouldn't hold them up too bad. It should just be Hocevar getting into the pack, and then he'll run in the pack here, basically till pit stops. But Allgaier leading. Alfredo jumped back to the bottom. He wants to get and help push the 11 car. Alfredo, we know, this 62 car has rapid speed on the super speedways, as it's the only races really Beard Motorsports enters. So this is big for this 62 team if they can fight up at the front here in this duel. Denny Hamlin leading duel 2 right now. But Alfredo back to the inside, looking for the lead of duel 2 here from Daytona. And he's got help from a fellow Chevy and Ty Dillon here. And down the back straightaway we go. Oh, Hocevar's blowing up. I was just saying they're going to catch him. And Hocevar has more issues under the hood. They got to get this figured out come Sunday. This is not a good start to the weekend for Carson Hocevar. Engine issues under the hood. Smoke is pouring out of the back of that 77 car. And he's going to start this Daytona 500 from the 40th position. In any chaos, up front, Alfredo attacking Allgaier for second. 2 Xfinity Series drivers going at it here in the Cup Series in this duel. Ty Dillon coming up to the bumper here of Alfredo. 20 laps to go. We're about 8 laps away from the pit window being open here for a first round of stops here, or for the pit stops in this duel, which kind of is going, I think, decide this one. But how about BJ McLeod right now in the 78 car, running in third, second on the bottom, and is right now the driver making it into the Daytona 500 as it stands. What an effort this would be. What a team effort is now. McLeod 3 wide for the lead. BJ McLeod going to the lead here in Duel 2 at Daytona. And he's going to have help from Austin Dillon in the 3 car. As down the back straightaway, Anthony Alfredo trying to make it 3 wide on Allgaier here. Now Keselowski goes to the inside of Austin Dillon here through turns 3 and 4. McLeod and Hamlin, though, side by side for the lead here from Daytona. Now Keselowski going 3. Hamlin leads at the line. It's Keselowski, though, 3 wide for the lead here in Duel 2 at Daytona. Hamlin, though, back clear of McLeod. Keselowski, though, gets to the left rear. Here comes the 6. Mind you, Brad Keselowski, he did not race in the clash. He broke his foot in the offseason. He's got help from a former teammate of Joey Logano, but Keselowski, first time back in the car here, and it's in Duel 2. Up off of turn 4. Nobody came in again. Keselowski to the inside. 10 to go in Duel 2 here from Daytona. And Nemechek going to try and maybe go up, work with his fellow Toyota, but now he goes low to work with the 6 car. These guys, they're pushing long here on the fuel. Coming up on 9 to go at the line. Now we're seeing the stops happen. Keselowski coming in. Allgaier, and I think that was Zilich. No, SVG. Keselowski, Allgaier, and SVG come in. Everyone else stays out. 8 laps to go here from Daytona. Hamlin stays out, pitting behind. Big group of cars coming in. Logano, Nemechek, Dillon, Bell, Alfredo, McLeod, Herbst, Ware, and Zilich all in the pits here. As Keselowski actually led SVG and Allgaier in, but he comes out behind. So Mears did not come in, and neither did Corey LaJoie. But LaJoie has basically lost the draft here. But if they're pitting this time, shouldn't affect him too badly. Coming up on 6 to go, up off of turn 4. Majority come in. McDowell and Dillon stay out. Hamlin, Gregson, Mears. Oh, LaJoie runs into his teammate Aprice, entering the pit lane. LaJoie really tried to make an impression here, making it into the pits here and gaining time. But in the end, he got into the back of his teammate of Ryan Preece there. Hamlin and Gregson battling for the race lead and possibly the race win. Coming up on 4 laps to go. Gregson to the inside. Side by side into 3 and 4. And it's just going to allow Logano, Mears, Allgaier, and these guys to catch up. I think Mears is in the best spot here. Allgaier to the inside of Hamlin and Allgaier to the race lead now. Here in this second duel. Coming up on 3 laps to go. They're going the same pace as his lead pack. I just don't see it happening. White flag in the air one more time around in Duel 2 from Daytona for Justin Allgaier. But Shane Van Gisbergen is making a charge in that Red Bull number 97. Here comes SVG. He's got help from Hamlin down the back, down through 1 and 2. Hamlin, though, moves SVG. Hamlin to the bottom. Where does Gregson go? Down the back straightaway for the final time. SVG still there. Casey Mears as well right here in this pack in the top 5. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Gregson to the inside of Hamlin. Does SVG have a shot? Through 3 and 4. Up off turn 4. No. Nobody has anything for Allgaier. Justin Allgaier and Junior Motorsports win Duel 2 from Daytona. What an effort for Justin Allgaier and Junior Motorsports. They will start 3rd for the Daytona. They'll start 4th for the Daytona 500. Wow, what an effort. Shane Van Gisbergen will finish in 2nd and will start 6th from Daytona on Sunday. Denny Hamlin beats out Gregson to get 3rd. Gregson 4th. Logano does not get 5th. It's Casey Mears who will race his way into the Great American Race for MBM Motorsports. He will start in officially the 12th position for the Great American Race. Logano and Ty Dillon, your top 7. BJ McLeod finishes 8th, but it's not enough. McLeod fails to make the Great American Race for Live Fast Motorsports. Brad Keselowski in the 6 car would finish 10th as Nemechek would get 9th. Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Stenhouse, Herbst, Corey LaJoy in the end would finish 15th. Fails to make the 500 for RFK Racing. Cody Ware in the 51, 16th. Connor Zilich, Anthony Alfredo fails to make it after leading early, finishes in 18th. Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Ryan Preece, and then obviously Hocevar with the clutch issue late. But that will do it here from Daytona for the duels, as catch us on Sunday for the Great American Race.